Good morning, everybody.
Hey there.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a good day on this August 15th, and we are the Michigan PR Group, and we're going to have a roundtable meeting today. So it's open to the floor for anyone that has a question. Does anyone want to jump in and go first?
Whatever it might be, then I keep it cooking. But if it's just about the excitement of a new house and getting to pick a new bedroom, your own bedroom or whatever.
I'll toss out a question. How's summer reading going? I know some have wrapped up, some are wrapping up.
Ours is wrapped up at Huntington Woods.
Same here at Centerline. We're distributing the prizes this week.
Yay.
Same here at St. Clair Shores. We wrapped up with our Touch a Truck event with about 600 participants.
Wow, that's incredible.
Grosse Point wrapped up Saturday was our last day, and as mentioned, we are also, I think Centerline said we're giving out our prizes this week. So, and we had a great response. We had the most adults participate. I think that we over 300, which was like amazing because we don't ever get that many adults. I think 1,400 kids and teens. So we were happy. It's not up to the pre-pandemic levels yet, but it's better than last year. So we're making small strides, even though we had one of our branches was closed. So we're happy.
All right. How's it going for everybody else? Did everyone else, have we reached back to pre-pandemic registration levels?
I'm not sure we have. I didn't know those levels because, because the kids librarian did that, but I know that they were pretty happy with our turnout, and adults were definitely very involved.
Yay.
Yeah.
So what are the big plans for the fall? Anybody have any great programs or publicity things lined up?
We're doing an author fair, and we have I think the last count was we have 14 authors.
Wow.
Signed up, and then we're also doing sign up for your library card day, things like that.
Well, I'll extend an invite. We are doing at Southfield a big 20th anniversary celebration on Sunday, September the 10th.
Oh, excellent.
And so we've got, what our plan is try to showcase everything the library does, but condensed into, one afternoon. So we've got tech demos, and we're going to talk about our book clubs. We've got a petting zoo and a band.
Oh.
And we're also revealing the winners of our library card design contest. And you can get your new card that day.
Very cool. A 20th, you said? The 20th anniversary?
Yep, 20th anniversary of the building we're in now.
Right, okay.
And Heather said that their library is partnering with the local Lions Club to host a free vision screening for kids after story time in October. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Take a look.
At St. Clair Shores on September the 9th, we're having a local resident, Kevin Miner, who has written a few graphic novels, but is also one of the executive producers when his graphic novel was an adaptation made into a movie of Dead Man's Hand. And some of the actors from Yellowstone are actually in the movie. So we're excited for him to come here and talk to the residents.
What's his name again?
Kevin Miner.
Oh, very cool.
And we have a big author event coming up in Grosse Point on October the 7th. We have Oh, brother. My brain is totally gone crazy on me. The guy who wrote All the Light We Cannot See, Adore, DOERR. I'm like losing my mind. Whatever his name is.
Anthony.
Anthony Dorr, DOERR. He wrote All the Light You Cannot See and Cloud Cuckoo Land. He and Angeline Booley, who wrote Firekeeper's Daughter, they're both coming on October 7th. So we're really excited about that.
Cool.
Are any of the libraries doing Angeline Booley, Firekeeper's Daughter book clubs in anticipation of the Great Michigan Read?
Her book is older, so we did her, book, I don't know, a year or two ago, whenever it came out. So locally we've done it. So I don't know about anybody else, but
Same as Centerline, we did it already 1 or 2 years ago, and it's like, well, should we try it again with a different audience?
Or you could always do the sequel to her book.
Yes.
It does have a few of the same characters from Firekeeper's Daughter in it.
Yes.
And then Heather put that one of their YA book clubs is doing that book. That would be good for a YA audience.
Did you say this was from the Great Michigan Read?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Because I'll mention it to Deb.
I'm always impressed with the books they choose for the Great Michigan Reads.
Mhm. And they really support it with media too. Like they give you everything you need for it.
Mm-hmm. So Adam, I'm not sure if you're involved with that aspect of it, but if not, pass on the kudos from the group to whoever does the Great Michigan Reads over at Library of Michigan.
Well, it's primarily Michigan Humanities, but one thing that we're participating in is that we're going to be hosting the book on our readmichigan.org platform as an ebook. So, and I think it's supposed to be coming up in either September or October. So if anybody is planning on doing a book club or just wants to promote the book in general along with the program, look for that, because then that way if people are like, hey, we want to have a large group that's reading it, there won't be any limits for accessing that. You won't have to go through Holt's list. It'll all be available right on Read Michigan, and I think it's going to be up for a couple months. I know it's somewhat limited just because of the cost for hosting it, but it is something that will be up at least sometime in September or October. And once we get that final date, we will be getting that out, and I'm sure Michigan Humanities will also be blasting that out too.
Okay.
So don't worry about having access to the book. That won't be a problem.
That's good to know, because I know the last one, it was a little clunky to get it through Overdrive.
Mm-hmm.
So yay for a new platform. And I'll give an update from last month, or actually, well, from June. The summer's going by too quick here. I actually saw DJ Bond from TLN last week, and he said that the Michigan Activity Pass, since they've launched a new website, their numbers have almost doubled. So
Yep.
Yay for all of us promoting it. It's working. And yay for the new website that is far easier to use.
Yes. I know our numbers were never very high, but we've doubled. I think it was 150%, since, it's not very many numbers, but that percentage it's only going to grow, so.
Yeah, it is one of those hidden gems we have in the States.
Definitely. I try to make a theme around some of the destinations. And so like I'll have, let's just say state parks, but then I'll have some books that we show with it, kind of in a carousel on Instagram or Facebook. And, so like, okay, state parks, all right. And then we put some hiking books and then, kind of tie it all together. And then, obviously hashtags and stuff, but it seems to be catching people's attention.
Wonderful.
I was wondering if anyone has done a program on special effects makeup. We're looking for a company to come out and do that for our teens, even though I think adults would probably enjoy that as well.
Centerline we had Alex Thomas and friends come. It was a little over $400 and it is very pricey. We've had a couple of their programs come, but they do support grants. So if you were ever to get a grant through Michigan Humanities, I'm pretty sure that they're on that roster. And they do just a phenomenal job though. It's all inclusive. Everything is right there. You don't really need to lift a finger once they come in. So that's really
Oh,
helpful.
wow. Thank you.
No
Can
problem.
you say the name of the company again?
Of course, it's Alex Thomas and Friends.
Alex.
And they do special effects, but they really specialize in stop motion animation, puppetry. So this is more of their side gig, in my opinion, based on what their website looks like. They do a lot with computers too, video
Oh,
games.
very cool. Thank you. Going to mention we have a new teen librarian just recently, and her name's Jillian, and she's always looking for programming ideas, and she's pretty much jumped right in. She just got her MLIS, and so we're pretty excited to have her. So I'll pass this on to her. Teens, they're hard to reach.
Yeah, we
So-
were even thinking reaching out to some of like the local beauty schools, because I feel like that would be a great opportunity. And I know that some of them look for that as their school time. So it's more of they would show up for free. But it's, finding that person that could possibly do that.
I was
Yeah.
thinking too, possibly Stephanie, if you have a local theater group, Grosse Pointe Theater does, and I know they have makeup people who do all sorts of, making people look old or scary or whatever. So that might be an option too. Or if they don't, maybe they could recommend someone as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, but as Molly also posted up on chat to check with the cosmetology schools. Ooh, kitty cat. Sorry, you and Transby with the cat behind you. Karen, I love your kitty cat.
What?
I love your kitty cat. She's walking behind you right there.
Oh my gosh, oh, Benny. I thought he might do that. I was wondering, not to hijack the conversation, but I debated whether to be at the kitchen table or at my desk, because at the kitchen table, he works behind me, but at my desk, you'd really see him. So here I am at the table. He might join us.
More than welcome. The more the merrier at the meeting.
That's right. His name is Benny.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. So yep,
does
so
creep
second
up on
vote for
me.
the cosmetology school, so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have that Avita one right in Royal Oak. I think it's Avita. Hey, sweetie. There we go. There we go. Anyway, go on, please.
So we'll switch topics. Has anyone dove into Threads yet?
Say that again.
Has anyone dove into Threads, the new Twitter alternative from Meta?
I downloaded it and then I was like, I don't know, I haven't tried it out. I've kind of looked at it, but have you?
No, we downloaded it, got our name secured on it, and we've sent out maybe one or two things on it.
Mm-hmm. I think I did it under my own Instagram. But I don't know if that would transfer. We have to probably have separate.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not, a
both.
colleague of mine managed to get it both personally and the library, whereas I was able to get just the library, but not personally, so.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
try
haven't
that.
played with it too much either to dive into. I'm sure it's user error on my part, so.
Yeah, it's another thing to try. Because not a whole lot, so that's sort of the Twitter of Meta.
Yeah,
Okay, because yeah, I've thought about doing Twitter. It seems so far reaching, you know what I mean? Or not far reaching, but it seems so like, I don't know how many of our residents go on it, you know, in terms of looking for the library stuff, but maybe Threads would be different since it's already tied in with, you know, Insta and
Yeah.
we'll see.
who else has a
Does
question for
anyone-
the group today? Pop it in.
Does
chat.
anyone?
Oh, go, sorry, Karen.
No. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I was just gonna go keep rambling, so.
Oh, I see the chat. Okay. Does anyone ever do anything for Tolkien Day or anything to do with Tolkien? I'm a huge Tolkien fan, so I'm looking Hobbit Day, I believe is the September 24th or 25th. Because that's Frodo and Bilbo's shared birthday. And then Tolkien himself, his birthday is January 3rd, and so it's customary to toast the professor with whatever you're drinking, you know, it's not alcoholic. And so I was planning on mentioning those things. Also, you know, there's a lot to tie in with that, obviously, movies, books, whatever. The Fellowship of the Ring was, the anniversary of that was just recently. So does anyone ever do anything with Tolkien that you can think of? Oh,
Kayla says that they're doing a mini Hobbit door wreath in September around the Hobbit Day.
oh, very cool.
And it looks like there's also a Tolkien reading day on March 25th.
Yes.
Yeah, we did something for Tolkien Reading Day. And at this point, maybe that's enough time for everyone here to plan ahead,
Yeah.
which is March 25th.
Maybe Morris will come visit and they'll do a Tolkien reading together.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we're taking our mice to map locations next. That's our next promotion.
Oh, that's great. That's a great idea.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. Very cool. Tolkien Star maps. Yeah, I know, kind of on that subject, we've tried to come up with someone who will do like a mini D&D. It's like a one shot. They're called one shots. And so like this person who Adam mentioned, the Tolkien inspired Michigan maps, you can see it kind of reminded me of like world building, stuff like that. We're trying to put that together. None of the shops are interested in doing it because we have a few shops nearby. It kind of ties in with the fantasy kind of genre. But I'm going to check out those maps. I haven't seen those. And you know, like world building, someone mentioned that I think it was my daughter who said, you know, you could apply or you could talk to the students, like the high school students who are like in creative writing, that kind of thing, to see if they'd be interested in coming and do like a world building, that kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, I'm still trying to put together a D&D campaign. I know that Ferndale, you do that.
We
Right.
have a teen RPG group, but then we started an adult RPG group. And
Mhm.
since adults are busier, we specifically only do the 1 day, one shot campaign, a game you can complete in 4 hours. So it's a
Right.
little commitment and it's just a Sunday afternoon. And those have filled up each time.
Who runs those? Is it someone on staff that knows?
Yep.
Okay, all right,
one of our librarians.
cool.
There's
maybe I'll
also like a
learn.
Michigan D&D group on Facebook. So if you join that,
Oh.
you can like post in there if anybody's interested in coming and joining us, or if anybody's interested in running a campaign.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you.
Mhm.
That's perfect.
So Jeff, can you tell me more about your one shot? Because I would like to have D&D here, but when I reached out, I had a couple of people reach out to me, interested in being the gaming master or whatever it's called, and they were saying like, oh, I can only do adults, or I can only do teens, or I'm only interested in doing this and that. And I was having trouble trying to figure out if we were going to like rent out the whole programming center and have teens on one side and adults on the other side running games simultaneously, or if you just do like one game with one group at a time.
With the teens, they meet twice a month and they're working on an ongoing campaign.
No.
And with the adults, it's just once a month and it's one game that you can do within a 3 to 4 hour period. But I wish I could tell you more about how they're run, because they're on Sundays and I'm never here. But the teens, it's usually just 6 teens, and they're playing one game as a group of 6. But with the adults, it's always filled up to 18 people for each program.
Wow.
So I have to imagine she has at least 3 tables going.
Mhm.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Just make a note. One event that you did, Jeff, I think it was your library that did the costume sketching.
Yeah.
where there were a couple of people in costume, and then invited local artist students and to come in and sketch them, like they were like models. I thought that was a great program.
That's right. It's figure drawing.
Yes, yes.
And we emphasize costume because we want to make sure people don't imagine that there's some nude model here, which is typically what happens with figure drawing. So then
Right.
we got costumes and decided to make it a theme night. And that's what we did with Tolkien Reading Day. And we had someone dressed up as Gandalf. And all skill levels are welcome because we provide all the supplies you need. We have everyone around in a circle and a model on a pedestal, and that's it. We have a local artist who helps us facilitate it, and she runs the meeting for us. I encourage you all to come. Until it fills up on September 14th. It's sci-fi themed, and they talked me into being the model. So that incentive, you can come to the library on September 14th.
September 14th. So do you do this quarterly or kind of?
Quarterly.
Okay.
So now, Jeff, the real question is, what costume are you choosing?
I can't. You have to sign up.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, do people bring their own? You said that you supply everything. Do people, like, is there? people
Supplies
bring-
provided, but feel free to bring your own is how we do that.
Sorry, the supplies are provided.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
But some people have their own
Like
that they prefer.
pencils and paper. And
Yeah.
Okay.
We specifically get what's called newsprint. It's just preferable for sketching.
Mhm. Very cool.
Yeah.
No, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that is, I wish I'd thought. of
Yeah, I'm
that.
gonna have to stand still for several minutes. We'll see if I can do it.
We have faith in you, Jeff. You can do it.
Oh, no,
yeah.
I know, it'll be fun.
I know it is hard to sit still though.
Yeah.
And then Barbara posted in the chat that Hastings has multiple ongoing D&D groups that are run with volunteers, and that they're adding a Warhammer this weekend.
Oh, cool.
12 hours of gaming program one time a year. And that's coming up Oh, this weekend, they got it August 19th.
Hastings, okay.
Yep.
Check their website too. And then Warhammer.
I just have to say, I mean, I don't know how many people here are involved in programming, but speaking for our city, if we ever do a program specifically for adults, but also pretty much kids too, where there's anything hands-on, it fills up.
Mhm.
Anything crafty, that just seems to be the hit now.
It does. Like, I can't get people to come out for author events anymore, but hands-on.
Craft workshops, it's that, yeah.
Yeah, I do have one idea. We've done this 2 times this summer and it's worked well, and any other library could copy it easy. We went on a photography walk. The first one was all ages. It was led by one of our library interns.
Oh,
And
wow.
that one was, they just walked around the grounds of the library. Thankfully, they had good weather.
Mhm.
And then we did one where I hired a local husband and wife photography team that they're based out of Southfield, and we did it twice. The first time we did an art walk, so we had a bunch of public art around the library, so we specifically focused on that. And then this 2 weeks ago we did a nature walk, so we walked over to the flowers of the trees, and we actually have some hiking trails behind the library, so we went on that for the last 10 minutes of the hike.
That's very cool. That is really cool.
And like for the kids, we capped it at 30 people and we filled that up. For the adults, we did not put a limit on it because the instructors are kind enough to bring some of their high-end students with them.
Right.
We also run a photography class, so they made it a class outing, which worked for both of us.
Yeah.
And then they had, their students took on the instructor roles as well. So just helping people one-on-one. And it worked out great. We probably had about 50 people there.
Wow.
And I mean, it's so great. Some people were there with the long zoom lenses, and then you had me there with my, my phone. So
your phone.
so we had all ranges in between. I wasn't the only one with just a cell phone. And
That's a great idea. Especially when you can tie it in with the class, that's amazing.
if anybody's based out of Metro Detroit and wants their info, just let me know. They're wonderful people to work with, RJ and Cheryl. So
Okay.
but it's something you could just lead on your own too. You don't have to have the professional.
Right. That's a great idea.
Let me get their info here.
You're putting their info.
Yep, I've just got to grab their website here. There we go. They make it easy. RJ and Cheryl.
Let's see.
So yeah, if anybody's interested, they're based out of Southfield, and they're both, it's a
Thank you.
husband and wife professional photography duo. So
Thank you. Cool.
what other since we don't know that it's the hands-on interactive programs that are drawing folks out nowadays, what are some other ideas, things people have been doing toward that?
What do we had? We've had some drop-ins. Jillian did some drop-ins. We have to really get our audience more together, I think, and that falls on me, obviously, doing the social media, but we've really, since I've been doing this, just let's say a year, because before when I was doing it, it wasn't my main focus. I had a lot of other things to do, like Mel, things like that. But our new director has kind of tailored what I do to less things plus this. And so we've noticed a difference, you know, but I think it's still going to take a while to build our audience on social media that, you know, to go, oh, right, we have to look at that. And we still have the people going, you never publish your events. It's like, well, no, we do. You're just not looking right now, you know, and I mean, obviously we try to be nice about it, but you know, with the website and all the social media stuff. So I'm learning a lot from Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, you've helped me. And I, when you came to the library, we had a wonderful visit from Morris and Martha, the mice, and Woodsley the
help.
owl.
Thanks for having us.
Huh?
I said,
What?
happy to help and thanks for having us.
Well, it was really fun for us, and Jillian really got a kick out of it. It was one of her first kind of major things, you know, major campaign, you might say, you know, that she was involved in. So very well received, and we really appreciate that. So it taught me a lot as well. Sometime I want to learn. You do really excellent videos, and I appreciate when you tag us in them, because then I can make sure to see them.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm starting to learn is, and Jillian is interested in doing like TikTok and like the more live things. I'm not exactly a camera person, but she's willing. And so, you know, that's sort of our next move. But seeing what you do on your site helps us, because I go, okay, well, then you can do that, you know, or like when you hold up the books to cover the face that matches the person,
Oh, yeah,
but then
absolutely.
you know, so I really appreciate it. And I'm learning to check everyone else's sites, but yours obviously has been the first one I've checked. So I appreciate it.
Cheers. Yeah. Reach out anytime
Thank you.
if you have any questions.
Yeah.
And as a short segue, just to mark your calendars for our next meeting in September, we have a special guest speaker. That's Storm, is from the Fowlerville Library. She's talking about libraries taking over TikTok. So
Perfect.
I watch her on TikTok all the time.
It'll
Yeah.
be great having her. I'm so
Her name
excited.
is Storm.
yes, Storm. Yep.
That's wonderful. When is our next, you said September 14th?
Let me look. I'm gonna pull up the calendar. It's always the third Tuesday. So September the 19th. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And don't worry, I'll put it out over email too, because I know if it's not written down, none of us can remember anything.
Yeah. I'll definitely check her out as well.
And then Molly put in the chat that at Cass District Library, they use damaged books to make beautiful book wreaths. And they did prep the book wreaths before they did the program because it took a long time to dry. And then she's got a link in the chat of the craft that they did. So that's pretty cool.
Very cool. I had this I'm like recording it. I didn't realize I just did it this time. Do the chats stay in the recording? Because I don't always get all the info.
I don't think they do. So, but I always have access to them if you need the link. So.
Okay, cool.
Holly, I have a question for you.
Sure.
When you are doing these new releases of library card designs,
Mhm.
are patrons gratuitously able to get that hot new design? Or do they need to pay $1 or so?
Nope, we actually cut off any fees related to library cards,
Okay.
even replacement cards. We killed the,
Okay.
it used to have a $3 fee and we just killed that because it's like, why hold back people from getting a card again?
The
You know?
brand new one too.
I mean, if
Just
we have like,
curious.
one person that needs 30 cards a year, maybe we'll address that individually with
Mhm.
them, but it's not a perpetual problem. So
Okay.
yeah, anybody can, as of that day, they can switch out, choose the new designs, and then we did get the keychain ones again this
Okay.
time around to go with
Nice.
it. So
Yeah.
yep, we're excited to be able to, after on the 11th, you'll probably get an email from me, Mish Bell showing the new designs. So because they're under wraps for now, but they're very cool.
Very cool. Let's see.
I'm looking up.
What other interactive type programs or any other questions that anybody has for the group today?
See.
Well, not really a question, but just sort of a reminder, for anybody who hosted notable book authors this year, we're doing, a debrief virtually. One of them is gonna be tomorrow at 10 AM. And then another one on Thursday at 2 PM. So if anybody can attend those, that would be awesome.
Mhm.
Because we want to get feedback from what everybody's experiences have been this year. Also, we're still collecting submissions for the Michigan Author Award. And I know we've gotten probably about, I think, a dozen or more, but we're still accepting them until, let's see, October 16. So I just wanted to throw the link out there for everybody. If there's anybody who you think a Michigan related author that you're like, that should be somebody who should get their name on that submission list. So
Mhm.
and plus that also has the link of, or on the page of who has received it in the past. Most recently it was Michael Zadorian, who we're going to be celebrating in a small event here at the Library of Michigan later on this fall.
Good choice.
Mhm.
Turn Dale's on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I've somehow managed to get rid of my screen because I clicked one of the links in the chat. Does anyone know how to bring it back?
Usually at the bottom, you might have a Zoom there, or if it's up on a tab, depending if you've got Zoom in the browser or Zoom on the application.
Let's see.
Or if you hit your Windows bit, that should pull up all your open windows.
Yeah, I have
Or
like
even,
my
I was
Chrome
gonna
is
say, even
open.
close out of the website, like if you minimize it.
There we go. I think. Hold on. Yeah, all I have are like the strip of people here.
Oh, then you can go under, if you click in the corner of that, you can go view, and then you can change how you see it.
Oh, thank you. I'll have to play with that. Let's see. It says hide thumbnail, show active speaker, show grid.
Either that, or do you have that window, did you minimize it to like the smaller, can you maximize the window?
Maybe. Oh, I see. I'll work with it. We'll keep going.
So who else has a question or statement or anything for the group?
Well, thank you everyone for all your help. I appreciate it.
That's what we're here for. I love the library land because we don't compete with each other. What raises one library raises us all.
Well, that's kind of, yeah, I found that, and now that you say that, sometimes I hesitate because I don't want to like steal, but I don't think I'm not sure everyone feels that way. You know what I mean? So I one time I had one of the libraries shared this excellent, it was BCLS, Bay County, and they had this excellent meme, and I'm like, oh my God, like, can I please use that and I'll remove your logo? And they're like, oh no, here, I've already made one for you without our logo. So here, just take it. And I'm like,
I steal memes all the time.
wow. And so, yeah, okay, because I was hoping that was fine because, it was just like, that's how I feel. I wouldn't care if anyone took anything I made, but it's just nice to hear it out loud that, the ideas can be shared and stuff like that, because we're not really competing with one another. We're, even the ones nearby, I don't think we're competing because we have different constituencies and things like that. So.
And it's all about just raising the level of, if somebody hears library, frankly, they don't know the difference between if it's Bay County or St. Clair Shores or Macomb or, South or Grosse Pointe. They don't care. They just think of their library, and that's, the beauty of the library.
That's what I feel. So I'm glad to hear that that's a universal feeling. Can't think of anything else. Oh, banned books. It's the first week of October this year. Usually it's the end of September. But does anyone have anything in play yet? I know we're starting to think about it, obviously.
It does take on new significance this year with all the challenges going on around the country and even in Michigan too. I mean, I know I've
Yes.
want to support, I give full credit to, Debbie at and all the work that MLA is doing with My Right to Read. I think
Yes.
she's doing an incredible job.
I've been sharing a lot of that stuff. If I see it come by, I know, just as an aside, our director, Deb Hemme, I don't know how many of you met her, but she just went to Digipalooza and it was, Overdrive. And she said that one person was talking and I forget who it was, one of the directors or something. And they said, take a look at your wording on your challenging, the challenges, like if you have a book challenge or something like that, take a look at the wording, because some of the libraries say, okay, yeah, if you want to challenge a book, we will respond to you in like 15 days, regarding your challenge. Not that they'll take the book off, but they might, they'll respond. Well, some groups have just groups of people sitting together. They have like something, Books and Brews or Babysitting and Brews, where you come, your kids are watched, you get beer, and you fill out all these challenge forms. And these libraries are getting like 500 challenges or whatever. Like if we got 500 challenges, we'd have to close, you know what I mean? Because we'd have to pay everyone. So they're suggesting taking a look at the wording. It's not that you're not going to do challenges and things like that, but take away we'll contact you in 15 days because they're just kind of, some groups are doing this. And so anyway, but that's an aside. I know we were thinking of doing like a t-shirt, obviously, but maybe doing a t-shirt contest, or also having ones where you can instant print them, where you can, there's like a design that you can just get it printed on the ironable paper and then make your own, that kind of thing. But I talked to Deb yesterday. I said, what are we doing for banned books? And so we're going to be talking about that soon,
Yeah,
Is anybody doing anything fun for Library Card Awareness Month?
We're doing
Or library
the
card sign
library
up?
card awareness. We're
I
doing,
think it's September, right?
yes, we're doing a library card sign up day on the 9th, which is a Saturday. We have Poabic coming, Poabic Pottery, and they're going to do like they have this, I'm pretty sure this is what we're doing, where they have this sort of mobile unit where they come and they like show you how everything's fired, and they make these little, actually I have a couple of them, they make these little vases that you can kind of take as samples. I think that's what they're doing. And then an ice cream truck. And so it's going to be sort of like a little festival from 1 to 4.
cool.
But the
That's
more
great.
I learn, that I think we'll try to focus more throughout the whole month. We'll have that one event, but maybe have some more focus the whole month.
I already have some flyers up in the library. It's going to be all over the entire front page of our print newsletter that goes out on September 1st. I'm already starting to make TikToks about it, and we contacted a local brewery because every month they make a themed beer, and they're making a library themed beer for us. We're having a launch party for that beer on September 7th, along with what we're calling adult story time, but it's pet themed story time. And we'll be on the patio of the brewery and encouraging people to bring their pets, and we'll read pet themed picture books to them. while toasting hopefully a library beer that's called Treat Your Shelf.
That's
is
amazing.
very
Where are
cute.
you doing this?
The best I ever
At
heard.
the Ferndale Project,
Wow.
that like Livernois and 8 Mile. Come by.
Right. I haven't been there, but yeah.
Bring your dogs, bring your cats and strollers.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's amazing. That is so amazing, Jeff. You mentioned
So
you have a print newsletter that goes out every month,
Quarterly,
quarterly.
save
Do you
pages.
mail it or do you
Yep.
have it in the library?
We mail it. And
Okay.
both.
Right, okay. We've talked about that. Now that our hometown Herald has gone from 4 issues to 3, the deadline is just insurmountable. I mean, we don't know some of the programming like 6 months or 7 months in advance when when the deadlines are coming up. And
Yeah, my deadline is next month in October for January through April.
yeah,
So I'm scrambling. I'm like, we have programming in fall that's brand new. I have no idea if it's even gonna do well in order to schedule it in January. So it's like,
right. Yes. I'm going to mention, Jeff, I'm going to mention that to Deb and see, maybe she'll get with you and find out some of the logistics of that, or the person,
Sure.
I don't know if you do it or if another person does it. I mean, we're a lot smaller than you guys, but maybe we could still pull something off. I know she's talked about it because the gap in, and forget about like last minute events, so. That sounds great.
Yeah, and having the newsletter kind of gets everyone, all the programming librarians in gear for that.
Yeah,
That gets us into a rhythm where we are always a minimum of 4 months ahead of ourselves.
mm-hmm.
I have some programs reaching out to April at this point.
Yeah. I know our librarian who does the adult events has a lot of things programmed, but I mean, I was a fan of having more and more programs. And so, and then our teen and children's librarians are, obviously really doing a lot, but I like this quarterly newsletter. I mean, I would do it. I would put it together if she needed someone to do it, so could we get on your mailing list? Or is it an email?
The print newsletter,
Yeah,
it's just designed to go to every single front porch in Ferndale.
okay.
But we
Okay.
we have a digital version on our website.
That's what I'll check.
Yep.
To get an idea. Thank you.
So St. Clair Shores is doing library cards share the joy promotion. So it's going to have for new card holders, and then those that have a refer a friend card and hand those out. They'll be entered into drawings for new cards. And then the library is celebrating its 88th birthday in
Oh.
September. And on that day, we're doing an amnesty day. So trying to help some people out with some fines and overdue items that are owed beyond our regular programming that we already have going on. We have no beer, but maybe on the 90th, I can convince one of the local
There you
pubs.
go.
So
And you said St. Clair Shores, I'm sorry.
yes, St. Clair Shores.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
You have a nice library right by the
Thank
water.
you. We're about
It
to
is-
go through a renovation, like a partial renovation. We received a $1.5 million grant to go towards youth services. So I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm the only one here, but I've been through 3 remodels. Well, this will be my 3rd remodel. So I feel like I'm prepared, but then again, I'm sure something will come up and we'll see what happens. So
You roll with it. I remember the
Yes.
first time I came into your library, I get my hair cut on that side of town, and I went in and you had your little shop with the cafe, and I'm like, I'm in love. We need to have this at Huntington Woods.
So the shop at the cafe has, since I've only been here for the last 7 months, but it's now the Friends Bookstore. And
Okay.
that will be changing to our makerspace and programming area. So that's going to be a very large space compared to what we have currently for programming, which we only house about 50 people in the space that we have.
Wow.
And then we'll have a brand new youth services room and a dedicated teen room
Wow. That's wonderful.
with all windows, Natasha.
Oh.
I used to work with
Ooh.
Natasha at Sterling Heights. So,
Well, because you're right by the water too. I mean, that's
yes,
amazing. Well, great. Congratulations.
Congrats on the grant and good luck in the
Thank you.
renovation.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what's kind of hard for us right now because we're thinking at some point November, but we just don't know because it's getting the final approval of all the paperwork we turned in, which we're on the right track and are submitting here in the next couple of days. But, once that's approved, and then we're working with the architects because we didn't go with the original company that we did a feasibility study with. And so, we're unsure what to really do for November, December. So right now we're kind of just laying low, and if the space is available, we'll have programs.
Great.
It's a pop-up program time.
Yes.
That's great.
And then I also want to mention to the group, Molly put in the chat, going back to the banned books discussion, that they are changing they decided to go with the climate of the market. And so they're changing it from banned books to freedom to read them, which is, I like the freedom in there,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing that with our messaging too. It's just more positive.
Yeah, I like that flip, and the use, because freedom is oftentimes used as a way to restrict.
Yes. Tell me, because I never managed to get my chat back up. Tell me where Molly is from.
She's from the Cass District Library.
Right. Okay. Because I'm going to check their website. That is so great.
Yeah, we in Grosse Pointe last year, we did a book. Instead of doing banned books, we did challenged books because people got confused. They get a little angry, like those books haven't been banned. They'd get all like crabby about it. So I like the more positive, and I love the freedom to read them. I mean, it's just a much more positive spin. I think banned books is so negative. And again, they're really not banned. They're challenged.
Do you ever get the question from people like, oh, these are banned? Well, how come they're in your library?
Exactly.
Or you guys ban these?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard
So
that
I
last
just
year.
think it's just not a good thing.
Well, and it's probably an outdated mode.
Yeah, it's old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really love the freedom to read thing.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Deb about that. That's an excellent point that you make about focusing on the positive. It's
Right, our hour is almost up, guys, believe it or not. Does anyone else have any thoughts or questions before we wrap it up for the day?
Is freedom to read them, is that like a national thing, or is it a phrase that they came up with, or like could I look it up, or is it specific to that library, to Cass?
Don't know. We'll wait for Molly to respond. But in the meantime, while she responds, give her a chance. Nanette posed a question to the group. Has anyone used those foam parties for summer reading?
Foam parties.
Yeah, I've seen them like at various places. Never
What
quite
are
taken
they?
my kids to them yet. It's basically a bunch of bubbly foam and kids get to play in it.
Oh, wow. We didn't use that.
I asked my supervisor about scheduling that guy that goes around and does the bubble program. And she was worried that if the bubbles like popped and things indoors, if we did like in the programming center, that it was going to leave some sort of residue on the carpets or on the furniture or anything. Does anybody have any quick advice for that?
Just a second.
We actually have Ron, I can tell you, we have Ron the Bubble Guy coming Tuesday to our library. But we're
Yes,
doing it
that's exactly
outside.
him. Oh, it's outside? Okay,
Outside, yeah.
Yeah, we did it outside also.
okay. So
He's
maybe I'll
very-
wait till spring.
He's very particular about not having any kind of airflow in your library while he's there, which I think is the impetus for individuals to do it outside.
Okay.
That scared me a little bit. It's like, oh, do I want to turn all of the air conditioning off? And so,
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't even, in our library, we couldn't even do that. It's all controlled by a system. We have no say in it.
Yep, same with us.
Yeah, our thermostat is a lie.
So I went onto his Facebook page and he is indoors at the Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum. That might be an option to contact them and see if any residue, because I'm watching this video and the bubbles are touching the ground.
Oh.
So.
Okay, good idea. Thanks.
You know, one cool program, I know we're wrapping up, but one cool program it kind of came up in my mind. We had a hula hoop artist and she does hoop dancing and we did it in our rec center because we needed the gym. But that was a really popular program at the end of summer reading. We did like bouncies and stuff like that, but the hula hooper, she was amazing. And that's kind of an interesting, different thing, you know? So if anyone's looking to do that, I have the info.
I love the
Or
info.
The info.
I love the info. I'll put my email down in the chat if you don't mind.
Okay, sure. Could you, I don't have the, for some reason, I don't have the chat. Could you just say it real quick?
Sure. N as in Natasha Rogers, ROGERS at
Mhm.
sterling-heights.net.
Sterling-heights.net?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure, yeah.
Yep, and then Barbara put in the chat that Hastings has had Dave Storms, Stormy the Cloud outdoors, and the first year they did a slip and slide down a gentle hill, and that was very popular. And then Molly responded back to the question about, the freedom to read them. And she said it's just their own idea. It came up in a program idea as a programming meeting as their slogan, and that share, she believes in the library sharing as well,
So great. Cool. I'll check their website. And thank you very much. Thank you, Molly. And Natasha, it's N Rogers at sterling-heights.net.
Yes,
I'll send you the-
NROGERS.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, well, as a reminder, come on back September the 19th on Zoom. This time we have, instead of the roundtable, it's going to be Storm from the Fowlerville Library talking about libraries taking over TikTok. So we'll all get TikTok tips from her.
Perfect.
So thank you so much for everybody for this great discussion. I know I got some great ideas and I hope you did as well. And we'll
Yes,
see
thank
you
you
next
so much.
month.
See you later.
All right, see you later.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.